ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers and participants, good morning. Let me begin by saying that I'm very honored and pleased to attend this conference on behalf of the Korean Intellectual Property Office. My name is Taemin, and as the Director of the Multilateral Affairs Division, I'm responsible for KIPO's multilateral cooperation. Let me take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation for jointly hosting this event. As the organizer of this event, I feel a great need to share with you the KIPO's advancement in the area of IP-utilized appropriate technology. In this presentation, I will first introduce Korea's global commitment to sustainable economic prosperity. Then I will move on to KIPO's International Alliance in implementing the IP sharing project, continuing to the development of appropriate technologies using IP information. Lastly, I will briefly touch upon our future directions. With that being said, allow me to acquaint you with our global commitment. To understand what this project represents, we must first take a quick look at the recent past. Over the past 50 years, Korea has gone from being one of the world's poorest nations to ranking 8th among the economic trade leaders. That is to say, in a single generation, it has gone from being an aid recipient to a donor country. I believe that because of its unique background, Korea can play a pivotal role in bridging the gap between the developing and advanced economies of a country. Currently, Korea's national objective is to fix its ODA over GNI ratio at 0.25% by year 2015. After that, it will establish the second ODA general plan. Fortunately, as the table shows, Korea's ODA continues to expand over time, resulting in enhanced collaboration with the global community. Through Korea's ODA, Korean Intellectual Property Office is implementing an IP sharing project, the goal of which is to narrow developmental gaps and boost global prosperity. 10 years ago, we established a fund in trust program at World Intellectual Property Organization. With the support of KFIT, we have been implementing the 3 project pillars: the sharing of IP information and knowledge, and IP education and training, and finally the IP office automation. Within the 3 project pillars, through KFIT, we accomplished the development of IP office automation system in developing economies. Mongolia's office automation system was first developed in year 2012, then one for Azerbaijan in year 2013, and an IP office automation system for African Regional Intellectual Property Organization, or ARIFO, is soon on its way. The PCT receiving office administration system, which we are being called PCT Road, has also been disseminated in collaboration with WIPO. Moreover, KFIT funds are being used to manage IP education program at International Intellectual Property Training Institute in Daejeon, Korea, as well as for developing an e-learning material such as IP Panorama. Now let me to further discuss our international alliances. I would like to introduce our major business partners, APEC and WIPO. We have worked closely with APEC, particularly Intellectual Property Right Export Group, IPZ. Also, as mentioned earlier, we carried out the IP sharing project with WIPO by using KFIT. Our main partners with APEC is IPZ. We are honored to have here my colleagues Miguel Angel Maguey, the chairperson of IPZ. The IPZ is one of the 11 subcommittee of the Committee on Trade and Investment, or CTI. IPZ facilitates member economies in a variety of IP issues. In line with the theme of the year 2013 APEC Summit, quote, resilient Asia-Pacific engine of global growth, unquote, IPZ agreed to meet the needs of IP utilization so that developing economies can receive the innovation they need to create new business opportunity and jobs. One of the projects that we are going to implement with IPZ is a collaborative plan to innovate small and medium-sized enterprise and facilitate IP utilization. KIPO has carried out many activities for raising IP awareness among APEC economies. With the help of other member economies, KIPO has developed an e-learning program called IP Expedite Practical. In addition, KIPO also proposed a One Village, One Brand project to APEC in year 2010. The goal of the project was to increase IP awareness, provide branding strategies, so we call OVA-OB. With the project, we developed both the Anzian brand of bamboo fiber in China and the Macquarie brand in Chile. Throughout them, each producer has profited in terms of both income and reputation. Moreover, upon proposing this approved technology project to APEC in year 2013, we successfully secured APEC funding for holding APEC KIPO 80 conference here today. IP information is a global repository of technological know-how. KIPO has roughly 240 million pieces of IP information available on its system. This includes patent literature as well as non-patent literature, much of which pertains to the latest technological innovations. Approved technology is a great way to create sustainable development within a nation. It satisfies basic social needs in an environmentally friendly way through sustainable technology that puts local resources to best use. There are many technical difficulties involved with developing and implementing AT, but IP information may provide the necessary solutions. Now let me familiarize you with the development process for IP utilized AT. We conduct field research in each economy or country to identify the local needs. From there, we determine feasible solution. Then we move on to prior art search. And finally, technological development. With that, I would like to show you the result of our AT development. In year 2010, we started with soil brick manufacturing in Nepal. Nepal. Afterward, we constructed a charcoal manufacturing machine in Chad. Throughout year 2013, a total of 7 projects were conducted in 6 different economies or countries. During this period, a water purifier was built for Cambodia, a portable cooking stove was produced for Guatemala, and the bamboo housing with improved installation was developed for Nepal. Throughout year 2013, we also developed an essential oil extractor in the Philippines, especially city of Anao. We also maximized the process for boiling down flour oil, and we also improved the method for cooling it off, thereby increasing extraction efficiency. Patent search provided us with better ideas. We then applied these ideas to our design after modifying them to avoid infringement. As of now, one locally manufactured prototype is being used, with another 5 is on the way. You can view one of the prototype here in the conference lobby. Another project was conducted last year in Papua New Guinea. Despite the local abundance of underground water, locals lacked the necessary tools for accessing it. By taking a low-cost bicycle, attaching iron plates to the tire, and combining it with a rope pump, we engineered a bicycle-powered water pump that could obtain the same amount of water as a conventional pump, while requiring only 1/8 of the energy. So what's next? I will briefly elaborate on our future direction for AT development. As mentioned earlier, we expect to develop AT to meet international demand. Regarding our ongoing project for this year, we hope that the technology we have to develop in Ghana will increase the earning of Ghanaian farmers by considering the value chain of beekeeping, honeybee keeping product industry. Also, the development of decentralized domestic sewage treatment station is under construction in Vietnam. Not only do we hope to develop the AT for beekeeping and to support the branding in order to commercialize the final product, our ultimate goal is to create synergy between OVA-OV project and the AT project. By doing so, we will contribute to the sustainable growth of the local business through integrated support for the commercialization of the product. The IP sharing project will increase the supplies of AT in the following fashion. Using the Korea International Cooperation Agency, or KOICAS, ODA fund, effort to supply already developed and authenticated AT will be made. Additionally, while moving towards corporate plans, we will consider using the fund of such as other international organizations, such as Asia Development Bank or private sector or NGOs. That will be all for my presentation today. Thank you very much for your attention.